Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, good morning, everyone. This is meteorologist Grace Thornton here at KVUE News. Of course, waking up this morning, another dreary, drizzly, rainy morning, and of course, very foggy. We did have a dense fog advisory that is still out until about 10 a.m. today. And of course, they could extend that. They could expire it. I think they're going to keep it until likely about 10 a.m. Today. And probably not expand on that as we are, headed into this afternoon. We're expect to see some drier conditions, probably not going to see the sunshine for a lot of us, but of course, the chance is always out there. All right, let's take a look at what we're seeing outside for the moment. So you can see this is a look from our KVUE cam. This is over on Steck Avenue over here. So of course we've seen that rainfall here at the KVUE station, and then downtown Austin looking just a touch better, I would say. Early this morning we could only see we couldn't see any buildings out there, let alone just the bottoms of the buildings. But, certainly, all we could see this morning was pretty much those Pfluger pedestrian bridge lights out there and pretty much nothing else. So looks like things are starting to get on their way this morning, a little bit lighter as we look across the map fog wise. Now let's take a look at those current visibilities out there, because of course that's going to be something affecting people for another probably hour or so. Here's a look at those current visibilities. You can see it's still pretty bad for some of those low-lying areas like the airport as well as Lago Vista out there. We're quarter to even 0 miles of visibility. Pflugerville also 0. That's one place that always sees pretty foggy conditions, and of course extending out towards Taylor and Georgetown and Milam County there, and Giddings all about a quarter of a mile as well. Even San Antonio map is down to only a 1/10 of a mile of visibility. So this fog advisory expands well past, Central Texas down into South Texas, and it's certainly something we'll be watching and letting you guys know as we head through the rest of the day here. That should be lightening up here in the next couple of hours. Again, that dense fog advisory will continue until 10 a.m. It's possible they extend it, but I haven't seen anything from the National Weather Service saying that they are going to do that, so that is good news. I can even check on if we've seen any updates from them so far this morning. Let me pull that up really quickly, because usually they'll give a quick update of information as we kind of head into the day here. So no updates so far. And they're also updating about the chance for severe weather for tomorrow, which is still just at that level 1 marginal risk. So let's actually talk about, our chances for storms tomorrow. So today, that drizzly, scattered showers, on and off showers, that's what the bulk of today is going to look like. And then as we head into the early day tomorrow, we're going to kind of change over to tracking storm chances and the potential for some severe weather. Again, this is going to be generally a pretty low risk event. The most I think we are going to see is that minor risk for flooding and some good rains all across the KVUE viewing area. We're expecting anywhere from a half, maybe even a whole inch area wide, which would certainly be great for our drought conditions. So let's kind of go over go through the most recent high resolution modeling that we have at the current moment. So here is a look at our Wednesday morning. Of course, just very kind of drizzly, kind of, mediocre conditions. We've been calling it foggy, soggy, and groggy, I think it was, all day today. Let's head into this afternoon. You can see right there, just those off and on light showers across the area. We've also have a boost of those southeasterly winds today too, which is actually going to help out a little bit with our temperatures. You can see down towards Lockhart, Luling, Bastrop, LaGrange, all those places seeing about 70 degrees by this afternoon. So certainly something to maybe look forward for if you haven't really ventured outside since last week when it was so cold. Yes, we'll be seeing the 70s for some areas of the map this afternoon, which may be something to look forward to if you want to head out and about. Again, today, no severe weather for your Wednesday. That is going to be for the first half of our Thursday. So if you're in and around town today wondering about rumbles of thunder or anything like that, we're not going to see anything like that for today, just those scattered showers. This goes for 7:30 p.m. on your way home from work. Just be aware of those slick roads out there. Of course, it won't be as foggy, of course, as we head into tonight, but you know, there's still some minor potential out there. All right, heading into Wednesday evening. So like I said, we're going to start watching for the potential of storms, maybe even some severe weather as we head into midnight tonight. So this is kind of just before midnight, midnight to 12 p.m. tomorrow. It's just kind of our general timeline here. So looking out towards the west, we do see, kind of this shift in wind pattern. You can tell exactly where that cold front is kind of setting up there. And we've got those northwesterly winds behind it. So along the cold front is where we're going to see the potential for storms kind of embedded in those showers there. It's very possible we do see a couple of showers and maybe some embedded thunderstorms ahead of the front as well. That's certainly something we're watching for too. So that's 11 p.m. tonight, and then let's head into midnight tonight. So you can see kind of the same look out there. So somewhere between just before midnight to midnight is when we're going to be watching the hill country, and of course watching in front of the cold front for maybe some additional wet weather there, but what's in front likely is not to be severe either. So this is what we're watching for, and as we kind of head into the rest of the morning, starts to get a little bit more organized, and you can see that cold front a little more clearly. So that will continue into 2 a.m. Let's go into 3 a.m. Mostly just kind of that scattered activity out there. And then heading into 5, 6 a.m., you can really see where that cold front is and how it's kind of lining up those storms out there. So here's a look at 6 a.m. Of course, this is when people are going to be waking up, trying to get out to work and school, so please give yourself extra time if you can for tomorrow, because this is going to be headed right over the I-35 corridor. I'm getting a couple of tweets. Okay, just making sure everything's all right with this live stream. All right, so 6 a.m., people head out to work and school, moving right over the I-35 corridor as you are doing so. So something you want to be aware of, because while we do have the risk for a little bit of hail, maybe we're watching for isolated tornado risk, and as well as some wind, most of all, we are going to see those very heavy downpours. It's going to be a pretty moist system. All right, so 6 a.m. and then as we head into about 7:30, that's still over the I-35 corridor. We could see, an hour's worth of rainfall totals here in the I-35 corridor. And then heading into 9 a.m., we start to see where that line of storms is kind of fading out a little bit. So you can see how it gets that kind of bow look to it. That's just because those northwesterly winds are, zooming in behind it, really just kind of pushing it all out, make it much weaker. So I think by 9, 10 a.m., we'll not likely be watching for any severe risk. It'll be more so as it's headed through that I-35 area, as well as out towards the hill country. So kind of that first half of the event there. And then as we head into 1, 2 p.m., you can see just how much clearing there is in the hill country there. We're going to see some really bright skies for tomorrow afternoon after this is all cleared out, and the bright skies and the warm temperatures are just going to keep on coming. I think you guys are really going to like the weekend forecast out there, because it's just going to be stunning this weekend. We're going to forget all about rainfall. All right, so let's go over the timing once again. We've got a bit of a graphic here to show you guys. So again, that storm timing, we've split it into 3 sections: the hill country, the I-35 corridor, and of course the coastal plains over there are points to the east. So from midnight to 5 a.m., that's when we're watching the hill country. 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. when we're watching the I-35 corridor. Again, those are pretty popular commuter times, so please be aware of that as we head into the morning. And then 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., we'll say that the line is going to significantly weaken between those time periods. And of course, as it's exiting to the east here, we're going to start to see some clearing on the other side of the map, and a lot of more sunny conditions as we head into our Friday, actually. So this is going to be our only weather impact alert today of of the week, as you can see here on Thursday. 71 degrees, that 90% chance. I think most of us will see rain. It's not totally sure that everyone will hear those rumbles of thunder out there, so we're going at a 90% chance, not a 100% chance for tomorrow. So again, this only goes for those morning hours, 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Then we're starting to clear things out. So we've got this weather impact alert. My mom texted me the other day and she was like, why does everybody say weather impact alert day? What does that even mean? And like, why do we say it? But that's just something that is kind of new over the past, I would say, year or so here at KVU. We just say weather impact alert day because on that day, we think weather may impact you, which is exactly why we've colored it red there, and you need to be paying attention. All right, and into the rest of this week, things are looking really good for our Friday. We may see some kind of gusty breezes on Friday as kind of that high pressure settles in behind that cold front. Saturday and Sunday looking so nice, 73, 76 degrees. And I will say on Monday, we're going to continue to track some really nice conditions and potentially hot temperatures out there. So I have put 78 on the forecast. However, the National Weather Service has put 81 on the forecast. The record is also 81 degrees. So it's certainly possible we could see one of our first 80-degree days of 2025. As soon as we start February here. So yeah, Monday is going to be February 3rd. So we kind of went from winter to almost, we'll call this like hurricane season or something, wet weather this week. And then next week, we're back to sunshine, 80-degree temperatures. I mean, it's always all 4 seasons here all the time. So very interesting weather here in Central Texas. All right, the time is now about 9:45 here. I'll just go over our timeline and our threat potential for our storms tomorrow morning, and then I'll let you guys go, and you can join me at midday to go all over the forecast once again. So, of course, we're seeing, foggy conditions this morning. We're seeing scattered showers for the day today. But again, that severe weather is not something we're tracking until much later for tonight. That's going to be very late Wednesday into early Thursday. So we'll pull this up again. So, around 9:30 is the time. Now, as we head through our Wednesday, of course, those scattered showers continue to happen. As for the fog, that's likely to lift after about 10 a.m. today once we get a little bit more sunshine on the map out there. But, clouds will kind of hold still. So 8 p.m. we still see scattered showers. Extending into 10 p.m. still mostly scattered showers, but you can see that cold front is starting to move into the hill country there. Now here is 11 into 12 a.m. Yep, 12 a.m. is our, in time for tracking those storms. And then the out time is going to be 12 p.m. on Thursday. So this first chunk of Thursday is when we're watching for these storms. Of course, they could be strong, maybe even 1 or 2 isolated, severe storms. We have that potential on the map, but again, this is generally a pretty low risk event. Most of what we're going to see is kind of those heavy downpours within those embedded thunderstorms. So fast forward into about 3 a.m., still a pretty scattered look on the map. I don't think that this cold front really kind of gets its act together until we head into about 5 a.m. So you can see 5 a.m. we're starting to see a little bit more of that organization. This is the cold front right here where those winds are coming in from the north and west and then are on the south and east on the other side. So you can see just how warm it's going to be on the other side too. 70 degrees at 5 a.m. over towards Lockhart and Luling and Bastrop. That's certainly going to be some muggy conditions out there. And then as we head into 6 a.m., 6 a.m. is kind of our time period where that's going to be moving across the I-35 corridor. Could be impacting roadways. You certainly want to be prepared if you are headed out and about early tomorrow morning because you could run into some interesting weather out there. Fast forward to 7 a.m. Still seeing that track over the I-35 corridor. Again, like I said, we could get 1 to maybe 1.5 hours of those rainfall rates, which are expected to be pretty heavy. So I do think we could catch 1 to 2, maybe even 3 inches of rain in some areas tomorrow, which would be really great for our drought conditions, but of course will probably cause some sort of minor flooding across our area. We know we can't really handle a ton of rainfall at once here in Central Texas. Then as we head into 9 and 10 a.m., we start to see that kind of bowing effect out here. This is when those winds on the back half really take over, and we're going to see a lot of weaker storms along that line. Probably won't be seeing any severe weather by that point. And then as we head into 12 p.m., we start to see clearing on the back half, cloudier conditions for Austin, and of course those breezes kind of settle in. We're expecting gusts anywhere from about 20 to 25 miles per hour behind that. So here's a look at those severe threats. This is going to be, again, late Wednesday into Thursday, 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Again, you can see they're all low threats, but they're all on there. So there's no threat that can be completely ruled out from this event. But again, they're all pretty low. So we've got that wind, hail, potential for like a brief spin up tornado. Nothing expected that's going to be like a long track tornado that goes for miles and miles. This would be something like real easy that would spin up and kind of go away in 10 or 15 minutes or so. So that's something we got to watch for. Can't rule it out. And then of course that flooding concern is just a little bit greater than our hail, wind, or tornado concern, I think, because we are expecting a pretty good wash of rainfall over there. So let me look at these rainfall accumulations that we're expecting throughout our day today, and then I can kind of let you go and you guys can join me for midday. So here's a look at 7 p.m. for tomorrow. This is when obviously all that rain is going to be gone and away from us. So this is what we're looking at total wise. You can see along the I-35 corridor, that is where I'm expecting us to get or be able to kind of get some significant rainfall rates. And again, it's going to be moving a little bit slower as it moves over the I-35 corridor. So again, upwards of an inch for Austin and Georgetown, maybe a little bit less than that for areas like San Marcos. But I believe this blue marker that you can see, or this blue coloring, is around a half an inch to an inch, that sort of threshold there. So, and then the purple would be up towards an inch, maybe 2 inches. I think it is certainly possible we could get 2 to 3 in some very isolated spots in a couple of neighborhoods in the I-35 corridor. But again, this will be a really good drink of water for Austin, Texas, which is still dealing with severe drought in some places. So again, sorry about the foggy weather today. It's going to be on and off rain chances for a while. But again, as you're waking up tomorrow morning, make sure that you're checking that radar, turning on KVUE News. We'll be on and tracking the potential for those storms and any severe storms that are out there, or any just real issues or impacts that you're going to be dealing with. Just make sure you turn on the news in the morning, make sure you're kind of prepped for your day, and then you can head out and finish your Thursday safely, because it's going to be dry and sunny by about 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, and people are going to be really looking forward to that weekend forecast, which again, we're going to be sunny, 70s. So just got to get over this hump really quickly, and then we can move on to that bright and gorgeous weekend. All right, you guys can join me on midday. That starts at 11 a.m. on KVUE, and I think you can also tune into KVUE Plus to see that as well. I'll let you guys go and enjoy your Wednesday.